Time now is 7:31. Looking ahead, a documentary on the origins of Salem Academy and College and the reliving of them will debut this week. The Journey to Salem airs on PBS North Carolina Wednesday night, and it chronicles the story of more than 400 people who replicated the walk from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania to Bethabara, North Carolina, and that resulted in the institution's founding. Joining us this morning to discuss that premiere is the filmmaker and 2008 Salem College grad, Alex Klein, also the chair of the 250th anniversary celebration at Salem Academy and College, Catherine Watts. Good morning to you both. Thank you so much for being with us.
Good morning. Thanks for having us.
All right, so first off, I want to start with Catherine. I want to know why Salem decided to recreate this very long walk as a part of its 250th celebration.
Well, the 1766 historic walk is a fundamental part of Salem's founding story, which happened more than 250 years ago, before we were even a country. Jackie, Salem's the nation's oldest school for girls and women because the Moravians had the revolutionary idea before the Revolutionary War that their daughters deserved an education equal to that of their sons. It's important to know that these progressive Moravians believed in educating girls when the world around them did not. In colonial America, the Moravians had established this thriving town in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, and they wanted to expand their community to North Carolina, where land was cheap and abundant. So in the 1750s, they sent a survey party of men to what was then the backwoods of North Carolina. They established a temporary settlement at Bethabara and began to plan for their permanent community. So in 1766, as the first trees were felled here to start the town of Salem, the community back in Bethlehem carefully selected a group of older girls and single sisters to make the arduous journey to North Carolina, leaving their homes and families forever and start a new community here in the wilderness of North Carolina. It was those girls who were just teenagers when they made the journey who became the first teachers and staff at the new school for girls that opened at Salem in 1772. So that's our legacy.
And so you recreated this walk hundreds of miles for the 250th anniversary. Alex, I want to get over to you. You were embedded with those walkers for the majority of the 30 days. What was that experience like for you?
It was an adventure. So we were on the road for a majority of those 30 days. As you said, it was just me and my DP, the director of photography, Janita Chase. And I mean, we were traveling right alongside with them. So the only difference is we had a car full of gear that we had to tote along with us. So every morning we would wake up, get our gear ready, load it out of the hotel, load it into the car, and then we would follow along the route with them. Generally, we would find spots along the way that we thought would make for some good footage. My DP, Janita, she was awesome. She found out only about, I would say, a week before we actually left for the journey that she was going to be the DP of this. And she learned within a matter of days how to fly a drone.
Wow.
Yeah, and I'm so grateful for that because the footage that she shot, I think, really makes the documentary. The landscape itself became, I think, its own character in the film, and it was just gorgeous. But yeah, so we were following along with them. Sometimes I was running backwards with a GoPro, Sometimes we were setting up for a drone shot or another, what I would call a beauty shot. Mm-hmm. And then, every night we would load out into a new hotel, charge our gear, and then do it all over the next day. But I would say another thing that was really interesting about traveling along with the group as a documentarian is that we got to experience the journey sort of through them. And it was just amazing to watch them. Most of the core group, that 5 that traveled, and then the 2 support staff, they did not know each other ahead of time, I think, except for 2. So it was amazing to see them bond throughout the journey. They really supported each other. I mean, it was challenging. They were walking 20 miles a day most days. A lot of them developed blisters and had other issues with, physical issues from just putting that much stress on your body daily. And it was great to just see them rally behind each other and support each other. And I think that was beautiful to witness. And it was also cool just to see, I mean, I of course, had to become immersed in the history of the journey to be able to tell this story. And I think something that was really interesting was that the women were following this modern journey. They were following the original route of Salome and the 1766 traveling
Right.
party. And those that route, I mean, the modern journey saw many of the same landscapes, the same features, the same cities as that original 1766 traveling party.
Yeah,
And
that's
I think
amazing
it's
after
just,
250 years.
yeah, it was so meaningful, I think, to everybody to be able to experience that together.
Definitely. Well, again, that documentary on their whole experience is going to be airing later on this week. Thank you both so much for joining us this morning. I know it was a very detailed journey going off of the diaries of those women who were on that journey back 250 years ago. So I'm excited to see that play out in that. So again, the documentary will be accessible for streaming via the PBS app on Roku, Apple TV, or your mobile devices. That is live on March 15th at 8 p.m. at the pbsnc.org website. And PBS is also re-airing the documentary on its North Carolina channel on March 15th at 9 p.m.